Hello, my friends. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, July 11th, 2023. This is Jennifer. Well, guys, super special day for me today. It's my 29th anniversary, and normally we'd be traveling somewhere doing something, but my permanent boyfriend, also known as my husband, he had surgery on Thursday to correct really intense atrial fibrillation, also called AFib, that he's been really suffering with for gosh, like over a year now, maybe a year and a half even. So after exhausting all medication and all other treatment, went ahead and had this surgery done, and so far so good. He's really sore because they go in two different places, like at the top of your legs. I don't want to go into too much detail in case anyone's squeamish, but anyway, so far so good. His heart has felt as normal as it's felt in a really long time. He's incredibly sore, but very close to being cleared. He only had to basically take it easy for about a week, and then he can go back to normal activity. So that a week will be Thursday. So we will do a little bit of celebrating this weekend for our anniversary. So Thursday morning, before he went to the hospital, it occurred to me I was going to be waiting all day in a hospital, and I hadn't prepared anything to do, anything to work on, anything to read, nothing. So at 7:30 in the morning, I was grabbing muslin and embroidery floss. I literally took my embroidery box out of where I keep it, and whatever was in it was what was in it. And I don't even know what the last project was I worked on, but that's the thread I had and that's the thread I used. So when we got to the hospital and we got him all set up, and then we were waiting for his surgery to happen, I just pulled out my muslin, I pulled out my hoop, and I just doodled on a piece of fabric and then spent the rest of the day stitching. And I actually finished up the next morning. I was almost done by the time his surgery was over, because we were at the hospital from 8 in the morning until 5 p.m. We left about 5:15. And so I stitched from probably 8:30 until like 5. This is the little piece that I did. It's just a doodle from me. I started with this flower, and then I just kept adding, and I kept adding, and I kept adding as I had more wait time. I had a skein of a rainbow floss, which is what all of the outline was, and then I had ombre floss in my box, so that's what I filled the flowers in with. So yeah, very pleased with this little guy. No idea what it'll be. This was just to keep my mind at ease while I was waiting for my husband to get through surgery. So the hand embroidery started me thinking about other things I could do while my husband was recovering. Mostly like while he's napping and stuff, I want to be nearby, so I just wanted to make sure I was available to stop doing whatever I was doing in case he needed something. I remembered a project, not even a project, I remembered a bag of blocks that my aunt had sent me. I don't even know, last year before last, at some point when she was cleaning out, she sent me some quilt blocks. I'm not entirely sure who made them. There was at least one thing in there from my great aunt, her aunt, and maybe some of them were things she made or my grandmother made. I don't really know. I don't know necessarily who made all of them. I had put them on the wall, and at some point I realized there were really two sets, that I was mixing them together, but the fabrics are so different. I just pulled one set out, and from there sort of lit a fire in me. I've been trying to figure out something to do that made me feel like crafting again, that made me feel like sewing again, and this did it. So let me show you first. It's like Sunbonnet Sue and Sam, and I'll put some close-ups of these guys so you can really see them better. And that started the whole thing. And then this block was included as well. And these were all like very old-fashioned, maybe not reproduction, but definitely old-fashioned fabrics. So I pulled out what I have left from the last time I did a flower sack reproduction, like Aunt Grace style quilt. I didn't have a lot left because I got rid of a lot of my scraps, but I have enough left to work on this. So what I did was I traced the hearts, because I wanted them to look a little bit hand-drawn, and then I did this in my embroidery software. So I drafted it in Brilliant's Stitch Artist, and then made it a machine applique pattern. So this was entirely done in my embroidery machine, and then I exported the cut file to my Cricut and I cut these hearts out in my Cricut. Now I totally could have cut this by hand, made it so much easier to do it on my Cricut. So you bond the fabric and then you cut it on the Cricut and then you just iron it on. And again, pictures, because it makes so much more sense with pictures. Had a great time doing this, ended up making 2 more of these, 1, 2 over there. Then I was like, you know, this really needs something else. I don't know what else. I just sat and looked at it for a while and I was like, I want something besides just the Sams and the Sue and the hearts. I want something else. And then I looked up, this is a little cat drawing that my eldest child drew in elementary school. My eldest child is 28 now, so this has been hanging on a bulletin board over my desk for a very long time. We used this as an applique for a little bag way back in elementary school. And so you still see the little drawn lines. So I took this and I took a picture of it and I did the same exact thing in my embroidery software and I made it an applique and I love it so much. I want a whole quilt of these now. I made one like this, and then this one right there, he's in reverse. And I just love these so much. They stitch up so fast. I added the little whiskers so you know that you're looking at the kitty from behind. I love that I don't know. It makes me happy because my kid drew this, but also just cat, and it's so cute. And it's unique, one of a kind. I'm delighted. And as I said, I kind of want to do a whole quilt of these now, and maybe I will. Then I decided, you know, I'm having so much fun playing with my embroidery machine, maybe I will try to replicate the other patterns. And so I did. I replicated the little Sam. He took me a couple of tries. The one up here, where is it? Oh, that one right there. It's okay. It's not as good. I redrafted it, and this one, his little shirt is actually like an oval. And then so it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of fabric. Went very quickly. You can see what it looks like on the back. Enjoyed that. I love the cats more, but anyway, I'm just gonna keep making pieces until I'm sure what I want and where I'm gonna go with this. One of my ideas is to border them, like each individual blocks, border them with a fabric that coordinates with that block, and then figure out what to do with them. Until then, I'm just going to leave them on the wall until inspiration hits me. Believe it or not, I did do one other project. My husband redid his entire closet after we cleaned out, you know, our closets were empty. I painted the closets. We did a couple updates to the shelving in his closet, and he keeps all of his stuff in fabric bins, not unlike what I use in here. They're not IKEA bins, but it's sort of the same idea. They're smaller, and he keeps, you know, just like everything in them. He doesn't have a dresser. He keeps all of his clothes in fabric bins, and he has one that hangs that has like socks and whatever in it. And we were talking about it, and it's like, because everything is in a container, you can't really see where anything is. And there are a lot of different categories. And we were talking about my labels on my bins in here, where I machine embroidered labels for most of my bins. And so he asked me if I could do the same for him. So I did. So I made his very much like, sort of like old-fashioned name badges. So got all kinds of stuff. And then I am going to get some brass safety pins and pin these on. That's how I have them on my bins. It works really well. That way you can take it off if you want to change it. I just did this on, this is actually tearaway, but because I don't plan on washing these or anything, I think that's more than enough stabilizer. Anyway, took me a couple of days to stitch all these out because, you know, it's a lot of thread, but fun. And I think they're cute. So they're definitely his aesthetic, his style, and he's really happy with them. So guys, that is it for me, and definitely enough to be getting on with. Let me know what you think about this. If you have suggestions for what I could do with this, which direction I should go. Should I make more blocks? Gal in the center, she is on point, so maybe she can be the medallion of the quilt. I don't know yet, so let me know what you think, and if I should make more hearts, if I should make more Sams or Sues, more kitty cats, whatever. I'd love to hear your opinion on that. Let me know what you've been doing. I hope you're well. I hope you've had time to sew or craft or whatever it is that makes you happy. And that is going to be it for me, guys. Have a wonderful week. Have a crafty week. And I'll see you next week. Bye.